Greetings everyone. In this video, I'm going to be making a video response to Shady Doo Rags' video where he covered Hank's bully. Now, I want to impose a response to a question that Shady imposed in this video, and this is the question.
Does Hank have a victim mentality in this episode?
Now, what inspired me to talk about this video? Well, for starters, one man had made a video response to another video that Shady Doo Rags made, which the man goes by the name of a fromentator. With that, Shady Doo Rags in the video stated that one of his bucket lists as a YouTuber was to have a video response made to him. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, one of my bucket lists is to make a video response to somebody else. I had already even asked Shady Doo Rags through Twitter if it was okay for me to make this video and use his clips and stuff like that. So I have his blessing. And Mr. Shady, I thank you. With that being said, let's get into it. And unlike Mr. Fromentator, I'll try to hold the condescending nature. So I'm going to just get straight to the point. Hank does not have a victim mentality in this episode because A, Hank is not giving up integrity. Now, Shady in this video did say that Hank does give up integrity, but here's why I argue that he's not. Earlier in the video, Shady stated that Hank was often a bully and proud of it. It doesn't sound to me as though this is really giving up any sort of integrity if he's not 100% against bullying. On top of that, earlier in the episode, he was willing to pay a couple of hoodlums $10 to scare the kid. This would contradict what was stated earlier in the episode. Now, I suppose it can be argued that this does go against what Hank taught Bobby, but in my opinion, Hank is just asking for help the same way he asked the hoodlums. Not only this, but he's not even targeting Caleb. He's targeting his parents, the same parents who enable his kid, the same parents who Hank has tried to reason with. To top it off, Hank said he can't do anything to Caleb because his parents would call the cops, implying that Hank wouldn't rule out stopping Caleb, assuming the cops wouldn't be involved, or at least that's how I'm reading his comment. Now, how Hank would stop Caleb is not clear to me. He stated in a previous episode that he doesn't believe in hitting children, so I doubt he would get physical with Caleb. Regardless, he has no objections to try to put a stop to Caleb. And B, he used Bobby as a last resort. Now, in order to have a victim mentality, it has to be instinctual, as Shady stated in several videos.
There's a decent size of Western society that, when dealing with problems in their lives, rather than look at themselves, their instinct is generally to blame others. Essentially, they look for opportunities to be seen as victims.
This is not an instinct of Hank's. He is not using his status as a victim to justify his actions. He just wants it to stop. And while he has tried several times to non-violently stop Caleb, his efforts have gone to no avail. And in another video that Shady stated,
anyone, victim or not, can have it. It also doesn't depend on whether or not you take action against those who you claim have harmed you. Sometimes that is the correct decision to make. Having a victim mentality is about seeing yourself as a victim and using that to justify immoral and or irresponsible actions.
So as you can see, this is literally his last option. Had no choice. If someone is being harassed, sometimes you gotta take extra measures. On top of that, he's not even being quick to blame Lila, Jim, or Caleb. He has tried to reason with all three. He was left with no choice.
For the most part, I don't like absolutes because there always seems to be an exception to the rule.
Wouldn't that be an absolute in and of itself? Wait, did I just discover a paradox? Probably not.
I've talked about harassment on this channel before, and one constant gripe I have is that modern media loves to present this topic without understanding how important communication is. You can't just assume the person harassing you understands what they're doing is wrong, because everyone has different boundaries. You have to clearly inform them that you are uncomfortable with their actions.
This is a comment that I completely agree with, but I did not realize until after Shady had stated it. You see, I have a coworker who I had to have several conversations with about certain subjects that I do not feel comfortable having conversations about. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and get into detail, but let's just say I initially thought this would have been common sense to not be bringing up at the workplace. However, to my surprise, and realizing this after watching this video, my coworker has these sort of conversations about these sort of subjects to our coworkers. So, I guess I can't really fault him too much for not knowing, but I can say after several conversations, he finally understood. So, to summarize my point here, Hank does not have a victim mentality because, again, he's not really using his status as a victim to define or to justify the actions that are being made. He is literally just doing what's necessary to get Caleb off of his back. And to me, that's a totally separate thing than to quickly and automatically resort to using tactics that are immoral. And considering Hank's history as a bully, and considering the fact that he was just about to pay the hoodlums to scare the kid, I just don't think that in his mind, this is entirely immoral. Again, you could, I guess, argue that maybe he taught Bobby to be more respectful, but this isn't an everyday thing. This isn't something that Hank does on a regular basis. It would be very different if Hank did this every single time he was being harassed by somebody, but he does not. For the most part, he handles his business the respectful way. He handles his business on his own without the help of really anyone. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hey everybody, thank you for once again purchasing the $3 steak. I hope you enjoyed the video. And real quick before I go, I have an announcement to make. I have my own toy store on Mercari. It is Eduardo's Toy Co. I will put a link in the description below. So go ahead and look through it, shop till you drop, because I have over 60 listings, so there will be something for everybody. If you want to support this channel, that is the way to do it. And with all of that being said, I will leave you on a thankful note. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.